Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Welcome to England. Having just been in Dubai, with all that new money on display, the gold and the flash, and the perhaps unpersonal, we move into the inherited wealth and the established upper class of the old. We are in a rural, ancestral mansion in England where a family gathering is taking place, and a tragedy just happened. This mission is about taking out the last target of Providence, Alexa Carlyle, and what better place to do it but here, in her very own home where it all started. This mission is about infiltrating the lair of the lioness, getting close and knowing your target. It is the ultimate home invasion. We wanted the tone of the mission to evoke an ominous feeling and a sense of mystery. We wanted a mission that would tell very personal stories and unveil inner secrets. It should be a residence filled with surprises, and while playing it, the player should slowly unfold a story about the fall of a family empire, all the while seeing the vulnerable side of an Iron Lady. Of course, we did not miss the chance to add quirky family members and the special egos that you would expect in a place like this. In order to really drive home the sense of mystery, elevate the general mood, and to give a twist to the gameplay, we decided to add a whodunit in this mission. This would then also allow us to get close to the family as well as the target, showing Alexa's vulnerable sides. Perhaps also to be exploited to the player's benefit. It is very hard to miss that the event in this mission is centered around a murder mystery. Here, we ask the player to play the role of a private investigator to solve a very recent death, a suicide that our target suspect is foul play. At first, we played around with giving away the PI disguise already outside, almost for free, just to let almost everyone experience it from the get-go, as there is so much gameplay in it. But ultimately, we decided not to, as that would rob the player from infiltrating the mansion themselves, which is a very core Hitman and fun thing to do. Instead, we teased the murder mystery very heavily in the beginning to try and catch the player's interest. When I played the murder mystery for the first time, in a very early state, of course, I almost forgot that I was playing a Hitman game and was all in on solving the case. And that's what we hope that most players will do. The name of this mission is Death in the Family, and there is a lot of that in this mission. Alexa Carlyle is back from the dead. We have a suspect suicide of one of the house family members, and we have the death of an important character after. But there is more. There is someone in the mansion that is not done with the killing, and there's a legacy and history with the family that the players can learn about. The story is quite complex, and we suspect and hope that it will take our players quite a few sessions to figure out how everything connects. The same as mastering the gameplay and the level design.
Huh? Zulu, take point. Got it. Awesome.
Hey, what the hell? Son of a
Thornbridge Manor.
Welcome to England. Having just been in Dubai with all that new money on display, the gold and the flash, and the perhaps unpersonal, we move into the inherited wealth and the established upper class of the old. We are in a rural, ancestral mansion in England where a family gathering is taking place, and a tragedy just happened. This mission is about taking out the last target of Providence, Alexa Carlyle. And what better place to do it but here, in her very own home where it all started. This mission is about infiltrating the lair of the lioness, getting close and knowing your target. It is the ultimate home invasion. We wanted the tone of the mission to evoke an ominous feeling and a sense of mystery. We wanted a mission that would tell very personal stories and unveil inner secrets. It should be a residence filled with surprises, and while playing it, the player should slowly unfold a story about the fall of the family empire, all the while seeing the vulnerable side of an Iron Lady. Of course, we did not miss the chance that quirky family members and the special egos that you would expect in a place like this.
Pressure on! Need a reload?
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham.
Welcome to England. Having just been in Dubai with all that new money on display, the gold and the flash, and the perhaps unpersonal, we move into the inherited wealth and the established upper class of the old. We are in a rural, ancestral mansion in England where a family gathering is taking place, and a tragedy just happened. This mission is about taking out the last target of Providence, Alexa Carlyle. And what better place to do it but here, in her very own home where it all started. This mission is about infiltrating the lair of the lioness, getting close and knowing your target. It is the ultimate home invasion. We wanted the tone of the mission to evoke an ominous feeling and a sense of mystery. We wanted a mission that would tell very personal stories and unveil inner secrets. It should be a residence filled with surprises, and while playing it, the player should slowly unfold a story about the fall of a family empire, all the while seeing the vulnerable side of an Iron Lady. Of course, we did not miss the chance to add quirky family members and the special egos that you would expect in a place like this. In order to really drive home the sense of mystery, elevate the general mood, and to give a twist to the gameplay, we decided to add a whodunit in this mission. This would then also allow us to get close to the family as well as the target, showing Alexa's vulnerable sides. Perhaps also to be exploited to the player's benefit. It is very hard to miss that the event in this mission is centered around a murder mystery. Here, we ask the player to play the role of a private investigator to solve a very recent death, a suicide that our target suspect is foul play. At first, we played around with giving away the PI disguise already outside, almost for free, just to let almost everyone experience it from the get-go, as there is so much gameplay in it. But ultimately, we decided not to, as that would rob the player from infiltrating the mansion themselves, which is a very core Hitman and fun thing to do. Instead, we teased the murder mystery very heavily in the beginning to try and catch the player's interest. When I played the murder mystery for the first time, in a very early state, of course, I almost forgot that I was playing a Hitman game and was all in on solving the case. And that's what we hope that most players will do. The name of this mission is Death in the Family, and there is a lot of that in this mission. Alexa Carlyle is back from the dead. We have a suspect suicide of one of the house family members, and we have the death of an important character after. But there is more. There is someone in the mansion that is not done with the killing, and there's a legacy and history with the family that the players can learn about. The story is quite complex, and we suspect and hope that it will take our players quite a few sessions to figure out how everything connects. The same as mastering the gameplay and the level design.
Maybe someone should. This whole fake
Cool.
funeral tomorrow is taking it a bit far. I'm glad I'm not one of her kids. They have to pretend their mother is dead in front of a lot of people.
I thought you were kidding when you told me. Steve says the Undertaker is having a fit. He didn't even know if it takes care of either.
That bird shit off the front street one time. I'll be sure about that. Maybe they'll make us really sure.
Twice, huh?
You gotta keep that windscreen clean. I just thought so. I think I'll have to run.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself.
And self-sufficient. Taking a break when...
A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor.
Perhaps you're also perceptive. Tell me the first odd thing that comes to mind when you think of the last 24 hours.
Let me think.
First thing, don't think.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm sure I left 20 quid in my locker, but when I came in this morning...
Muddy prints from high heels. Expensive. Size 6.
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Gregory, don't say more to that weird detective than you need to.
I was just having a laugh, yeah.
Mr. Whitmer, are you ready to inspect the crime scene now?
I am.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Looking good, man.
Feel obliged.
Looking good.
Current affairs, Madam Carlyle.
Please stay back.
Adam's children. Their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
A locked room murder mystery 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madam Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madam's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Stop pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude. That's what it is.
Wow.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff are all the company he had. Anything else I can...
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me. Yes, it's me again. Edward. I know I'm not supposed to be here.
Gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
He treated me like shit.
You are invading my personal space, sir.
Calm the fuck down, Ant. You know I'm good for it. I'm a Carlyle. I'm made of money. Just lean back and enjoy the interest. Meanwhile, go and have some drinks on me. No, Christ, I'm gonna hang up. Let's talk when you calm the fuck down.
Patrick Carlyle, Can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexa used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him, then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death, but...
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Patrick token to Madame Carlisle's daughter.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one?
Emma Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. Well, how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Anything else you want to know?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Gregory Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very
Tell me about Zachary.
Zack? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle. But who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my...
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up. Didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Oh, I could listen all day. He pours emotion into that instrument.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he
You're
looks at
giving
you,
me
it
a
makes
bit
you
of
feel like the
anxiety,
center of
sir.
the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
How are things coming along inside? Is everything ready for tomorrow?
Headache from all the decisions. I mean, Fran will
Ah, hi there.
Should I ask her to marry me? What, she said no. Remember, I was the woods that come out.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever
A
saw
safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
Why else ask him to slip around? I feel weak in my knees from all the tension here.
We'll all need a vacation when this is over.
Hey, who are you? What's this joker up to, anyway? You know him? I'm talking to you, sir. Final warning and I'll be pulling my gun on you, freak!
Lost visual. Anyone got eyes on Tango? Where the hell is he? Gotta find him.
Drop something.
Mary is so upset. Okay. On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening. If I ever saw one.
Life can be tough sometimes.
Alexa back from the dead, a make-believe funeral, a murder mystery. Oh, excuse me?
Nice.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to snoop around? I feel weak in my knees from all the tension.
Don't worry, I'm sure everything will settle down soon.
I need to stop thinking about Emma all the time, but she just makes me so angry.
What is it?
Elaine says she saw her on the top floor, stroking the door to Alexa's office.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present... your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
The bell! This'll be good.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir. Greetings, sir.
Et kan sein.
Looking good, looking good.
This is Madame Carlyle's office.
How are you?
Please step inside.
I can't forget his eyes.
Kan you offer in both Vasu?
Swollen. It didn't even look like Jack.
Just keep calm. Gotta dig this place. Ancestral graveyard, trophy room, and the office safe is hidden behind a portrait. With a secret mechanism for uncovering it. It's got real soul. Okay. Thought I heard something. Checking it out. Over.
Mary's so upset. She's never seen a dead body before.
Poor thing.
Alexa back from the dead, a make-believe funeral, a murder... Wow.
Stay down, people. Let me handle this.
Okay, gotcha. Understood.
Is anyone there? Come out with your hands on your head.
So 41 gangs were
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother. Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself.
Gregory.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr.
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway.
Hi there.
It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. You have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me when you do.
Is a portrait photographer check out? You verified his identity? I vetted him thoroughly. Good.
This is Rebecca's room. I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
Aaron Ford Jr. calling from Morgan Yates and Cone. I need to get a listing of asset transfers from the Carlyle account. needed immediately. Junior calling from Morgan, Yates, and Cohn. I need to get a listing of asset transfers from the Carlisle account. Yes, I'm still here. It doesn't exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Right. I'll double check and get back to you.
Why are you doing?
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
Mr. Fernsby?
Mr. Whitmer, you have enough evidence to present your case for Madame Carlyle?
No, not yet.
Come and see me.
I bet you have more crimes of interest.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room. A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing? Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Typical that Annie gets to help the photographer. I'm the pretty one. But work, work, work. That's all I get from Fernsby.
Make sure the edges are sharp. No weeds on the ground. Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for 3 seasons yesterday.
Yes, sure.
But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things will be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I never let it stay with him, but Emma was Emma was going out first after the shot. Now we'll never know.
Oh, my.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
That's true, though. No, he was here when the safe in Madame Carlyle's office was repaired last week. He had to carry some heavy bolt to the top floor. He complained about back pain for the entire weekend.
A safe in Madame Carlyle's office. I bet that's where she keeps the file on Arthur Edwards.
Seriously, Denton? What a...
Looking good today, sir.
All the groceries arrived. I heard some of the delivery people were unhappy with the security at the gate. The one is safe with Ethel. She never misses a step. Gossiping and word verbal.
Can you just stand up, please? Hey, she's single, Rebecca, right? Maybe I should ask her out. Get to know her in a personal way.
Emma Carlyle in the greenhouse. How curious.
Emma Carlyle.
Oh! You startled me. I was just, I don't know, thinking about Zachary. He spent most of his life in here with these plants. Not much of a life, is it? Well, anyway, I'll be outside if you need me. If you'd excuse me.
Someone like Zachary. I can't bear to think what will happen to all these rare plants now.
Oh, come on, Oliver. I understand why you're so upset. know, thinking about Zachary. He spent most of his life in here with these plants. Not much of a life, is it? Well, anyway, I'll be outside.
Moving on to our next target. Multiple sources.
On top of everything, Rosie thinks she's in love with young... Patrick. I mean, that's a breaking heart happening if I ever saw one.
Outside. Will everything be ready for the funeral event tomorrow?
I would say so, Mr. Fernsby. As long as the birds don't make too much of a mess.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47? Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did.
I mean, pram or stroller.
Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings.
I'm ready to present my conclusion.
Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
To Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
It's the last thing I need.
I remember I wasn't at first.
Sir.
The bell! This'll be good.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Oh. Hey, I saw that. Go pick it up. Sup? Hustle! Hands behind. Let me see your hands.
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47.
What?
Now, go claim your
There's a
reward.
weapon lying over there.
Hey, it's me. Send Marul down here. Something's going on, and I don't like it.
Say, what? Why would you leave something like this behind?
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I am sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant. But that must mean you're... I expected you'd show up. But you're not here to kill me. If you were, you would have already. The enemy of my enemy, I suppose. You can have it. You earned it. The file you want is in the safe. Good hunting.
Greetings, sir.
I need some privacy. Thank you.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
Yeah, keep it real.
What the?
Price. I'm very aware of your feelings about Dylan's stack.
I am so sick of this. Ugh.
I don't need this stupid
Do you know if any new staff has started within the last week?
What was that?
Okay.
Okay, next up is a rare fashion misstep from Townsend's. Social media. Well, once again, I'm here with Price Chamberlain. Where do you weigh in on this?
It just reminds me of something my mother used to tell me. She'd say that money builds a house, but it can never be the foundation. The foundation will always be your reputation. You can only get so far with one or the other. Sheila Westbrook must be rolling in her grave, rest her soul.
You know, I just have to disagree with you, Mr. Knight. We were talking about it.
Hello, this is Cassandra Cox, Edward's ex-wife. I don't know what's going on at your house, but Edward is losing it again. He seems to believe that Alexa has come back from the dead, and that he has to write the eulogy for some make-believe funeral event. I still have the restraining order on him, so whoever gets this message now that Alexa is dead, Alexa gets him under control. Otherwise, I see no other way than to get the police involved. Cassandra again. Listen, somebody at your end needs to act now. Edward is really acting out. He's leaving message after message on my phone. What if the kids pick up when he's like this? This is exactly why I got that restraining order in the first place. The man has some serious issues. If I get one more call, I'll report it. I've had it. Enough.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
47. They're everywhere. Go, get out! It's the Constantine. Shit!
Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do. I wish there had been more time.
And then there were none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah?
How about now? Over here! Cover me! Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
Don't.
Tell the Constant to start running!
You think you've won? 47 is out there. And 47 never misses his mark.
Neither do you, Miss Burnwood. That's what makes you valuable.
You're delusional. You think I would betray 47?
Trust me, you owe him nothing.
What is this?
I told you we could help each other, and I meant it. I look forward to your call.
Gray is gone. Go to Berlin and stay out of sight. We're all that's left now.
The start of Berlin was always supposed to be a cold open. Agent 47, all alone, no handler, no cinematic, no briefing, and no real mission objective. The only thing that takes us here are a few words in the cinematic after the previous mission. What is Agent 47 thinking? How did he even get here? How does he feel after what just happened? We wanted to evoke an eerie and surreal feeling when exploring the first area in this location, before the actual mission starts. Olivia is not answering the phone, and we have big black vans standing up behind a gas station. A dead body. So what's going on here? We looked at the entire start of this mission as an in-game mission briefing. After a bit of exploring, suddenly Olivia calls, and we're getting an explanation of the situation. Olivia wants Agent 47 to leave the area, but he has other plans. For the first time in the trilogy, Agent 47 must decide for himself. He wants to strike back at the ICA and formulates his own mission objective. This is an important step in Agent 47's story arc and his path to freedom, having his own agency. We feel that the entire journey, from starting alone on a road, not knowing what's going on, to suddenly finding yourself in the middle of a raging rave in Berlin, hunting down ICA agents, is a great and chaotic contrast to the slow and mysterious Dartmoor location before, and a twist on the gameplay. The gameplay twist is, there are a lot of targets on this map, and you don't know where they reside as they are blending in wearing disguises. And the player will only have to take out 5 of them. We believe that this makes this mission very dynamic and replayable, while introducing a new approach to the targets. Of course, you will have to explore and find them first. However, on the starting locations that are unlocked as part of the mastery, we decided to have all targets visible from start to make the mission a bit more accessible and let the player dive faster into the sandbox without having to worry about an identification process. The targets are always key characters in a Hitman game, and in this mission we have a whole bunch of them. On top of that, we have no handler and also no mission stories to guide the player. So we had to do something new in order to give the player a chance to learn more about the targets. Enter the radio earpiece. The earpiece gave us a chance to give the otherwise very anonymous targets on this map a voice and to be more personal. We had to avoid making this chatter too frequent and too annoying, but still interesting enough and to tell the player what's going on and keep on listening. We also used the radio earpiece to play up the drama when the ICA agents decided to flee. So the earpiece became a tool for us to solve all of these problems that came with having a different approach to this mission and its objective. Of course, the main event on this map is the rave. A sort of chaos that a character like Agent 47 does not really belong in. We treat the rave as a character in the club building that encompasses everything and it can already start to feel outside of the compound. We wanted it to sound and feel authentic, a place where a real raver in Berlin would feel right at home. As always in Hitman, there is a way to exploit the situation as Agent 47. Did you find the DJ disguise yet? If not, I encourage you to have a look around. There might be some deadly drops waiting to happen in the DJ booth.
We've been compromised. Abort and walk away now.
Who?
ICA. They tracked me. Don't know how.
It's what they do. How many?
One prime asset and a whole pack of up-and-comers. They've infiltrated the club searching for us. Christ, I think I killed one of them. Get out now before they spot you.
No. They found us once. They'll find us again. Keep your head down. I'll take care of this.
Do you copy? Shit. Yeah. It's terrible reception. Must be the trees. No trace of our target yet.
Agent Price.
This is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Just keep trying, Agent Montgomery. Our client considers Agent 47 and Olivia Hall as a serious threat. You can't underestimate them.
I never do, Joe. We'll find them. We're all in position.
Good. Report back to me if there's anything.
Don't worry.
Hello? Yeah, it's Hellfree. Yeah, I'm outside, but someone seems to have moved my bike, and, you know, that's where I kept our... Well, I'm sorry.
Okay. Hi, bud. Oh. Hey!
Hey, man.
Do you know anything about what's going on in the other building?
Great. Like we need more security.
a ticket in my locker, but I don't want to blow it during lull.
I'll let you know if I need anything.
I got a ticket in my locker, but I don't want to blow it during lull.
Do you have a ticket on you?
A ticket? What kind of a ticket?
To serve at the juice bar, you need a ticket to get back there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you just have to take it around the corner from here, by the canal. Efficient. Hey, did you call again? Yeah, it's fine. I'm right there. Just waiting to make a little transaction of my own. Then I'll drop it off. Yeah, I know. It's on the receipt, right? Ring the doorbell at the door. Wouldn't have killed the guy. What the hell do I have? Listen, I don't want to be on the phone with my dealer shows.
I should have been the room for anywhere. It's not like I'm trying to be a jerk here.
And I'm just trying to do my job. That asshole in the bar over there keeps giving me shit that he has a ticket. Jesus, it's like working for an IT company.
Then you should have brought a ticket.
Yeah, I get it. Hey.
Look at all this construction gear. This stuff ain't cheap. You think it's broken or just a write-off or what?
Nah, no idea. But everyone wants new shit these days, so it's probably a write-off.
Yeah, but it all looks pretty new. I mean, if the power was on out here, you could probably get all this stuff.
I mean, it looks attacked. Well, lucky for us, there's no power. Did we find a few? Oh, you're probably right.
This area is a restricted area and I can't let you in.
Hey, waiter! I've been ready to order for like 15 minutes now. Hello?
Hey. Oh, yeah, hi. I called you the other day. Do you remember me? Please get out of my face.